Before you begin, these are the tools you will need: 2 hand clamps, a hammer, a box cutter, a rubber mallet, a 16-foot tape measure, an electric drill, and a 6-foot stepladder. Now let's unpack. Each box is labeled 1 through 7. You'll find the package with the instructions in it in box number 1. Take the time to look through it and familiarize yourself with the build process. And make sure to check off that all of the components are included. Each part will be labeled for your convenience. Lay out the base. Connect each 12-foot side base piece together by sliding the pieces for each side together under the bracket and securing them with 1 1/4 inch screws. Using the stud block in package 4 to maintain spacing, screw the corners together. The screws are self-tapping, so they won't require any pre-drilling. Now check for square by measuring from corner to corner diagonally. If the measurements are not the same, adjust the long side until they are equal. Once the base is assembled and square is checked, we can move on to adding the walls. Now it's time to add the back wall panels. You want the panel connectors to be facing the inside of the greenhouse. There will be a right and a left panel. Once they have been slid into place, screw them into the base using 1 1/4 inch screws. After the 2 side panels have been screwed into place, it's time to add the triangular back wall top cap. Again, just use the pre-drilled holes. After the back wall is complete, go through the same process to add the front wall. The front wall left will have the door pre-attached. Once these are in place and screwed down, add the front top cap. The hand vices can be quite handy here to help line up the panels and the cap before screwing. Remember when you were on the ladder to add the 2 1/2 inch top screws too. They have their own pre-drilled holes. Once the front and back walls are installed, it's time to add the sidewall top plates and roof ridge to connect the front and back walls together. But there is some assembly of the trusses and top plates that you must complete first. Assemble the roof trusses by screwing 2 rafters to each truss. Connect one side, then turn over the truss and connect the other rafter. Continue assembly in this manner until all of the roof trusses are built. Now we turn to the top plates. First lay out the 2 pieces of the top plate. Then untape the bracket and slide it into place, centering it over where the 2 top plate pieces come together. If you measure from either end, the center of the bracket should be 42 inches from the end of each piece. Screw the brackets on. After you have pre-assembled all of the roof components, it is time to screw them into place on the greenhouse. Secure the top plates into place, connecting the front and back walls. This will be easier with 2 people. Use the 1 1/4 inch screws. One quick note, if you look at the roof trusses, you will see that there is a side that has 1 bracket on it, and on the other there are multiple brackets. For aesthetics, you may want to make sure that they are all facing the same direction when you attach them to the greenhouse. After the front and back walls are connected with the side wall plates, place the center truss into position. Screw it into place, making sure to push up a bit to get the best possible connection angle. After the center truss is in place, use your ladder to install both roof ridges, connecting the front and back walls to the center truss. Now screw the remaining trusses into place, making sure to keep everything tight and square. Now it's time to add the sidewalls. The trick here is to add the front and back panels first, using the hand vices to ensure correct alignment. And then add the middle panel in between them, again using the hand vices to line them up before adding the screws. Remember not to over-torque the screws here. Repeat this process with the 3 panels on the other side. Start the roof panel installation process by lifting each roof panel up into place and letting it slide down until the metal angles rest on the roof ridge. Position your ladder as needed, and starting at the top of the front wall, align the roof panel for perfect fit. A mallet may be of help here. Once you have lined them up correctly, add the screws at the top where the roof panel meets the top triangle of the front wall. After the screws are added to the top of the first panel to hold it into place, shift each roof panel forward to line up against the secured first panel until they are all lined up correctly and the entire roof assembly is square and true. When you are satisfied that all panels are positioned correctly, use the pre-drilled holes to attach all panels to the trusses. Again, take full advantage of the hand vices as necessary to align the panels before adding the screws. Start the process of adding the back wall vents by installing the back wall panel center stud. Find the center of the brackets on the top and the bottom of the opening, center the stud, and screw it into place. Next, add the top vented panels, one on each side of the center stud, aligning them properly using the hand vices, and then screw them into place. Now it's time to install the auto vent openers on the roof vent and back wall vent. Let's start with the back wall vents. Position the mechanism as close to the center of the vent opening as you can. It might help to measure and mark the spot first. Secure it to the greenhouse first and then to the vent. Once the hinge mechanism is in place, screw in the black vent cartridge. A good trick is to refrigerate the cartridge for about an hour before installation. Insert it into the round opening in the mechanism and take the time to make sure it is threaded properly. Don't force it. Continue to screw it in until the hole in the piston aligns with the T, and once they are equal, insert the cotter pin. You're almost done. Now install the wind stops around the door and back vent. And the door handle, barrel bolt, and hook.